Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call to order the Naperville Park District Board of Commissioners regular meeting, January 13th, 2011. It is 7 o'clock. All would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jackie, would you call the roll, please?
President Riley,
Here.
Vice President Heidi,
Here.
Commissioner Ori,
Here.
Commissioner Schaffner,
Here.
Commissioner Todd,
Here.
Commissioner Young.
Here.
We do not have any words of recognition this evening. Has anyone signed up to speak, Jackie?
No.
No? Okay. Then we'll move right into updates and reports. First is the Millennium Carillon Foundation, Vice President Heidi.
Thank you, President Riley. The recent New Year's Eve countdowns at the Carillon were a great success. The Park District, in conjunction with the Millennium Carillon Foundation and Downtown Naperville Alliance, and with the support from the City of Naperville, hosted a family countdown at the Carillon during the evening of New Year's Eve, and then a traditional countdown at midnight. It's estimated that approximately 300 people attended the family countdown and 150 attended the traditional countdown. The foundation reviewed the recent Millennium Carillon Foundation report submitted to the city in December as per the terms of the tri-party agreement. A copy of the report is available for review on the city's website. Our own Brad Wilson updated the foundation on the recent interior painting that was completed at the Visitor Center. The painting was completed as part of the Park District's normal maintenance and upkeep of the building. In addition, Brad updated the foundation on the change in the eatery and beach concession operations beginning in 2011. The foundation briefly discussed the July 4th fireworks raffle that will once again be used as a fundraiser for the foundation. Additional information on the raffle will begin to be advertised this spring. Moving forward, the foundation will meet once each quarter. The next foundation meeting is scheduled for Thursday, April 7th. Thank you, President Riley.
Thank you, Vice President Heidi. Next, we have the Riverwalk Commission update. Commissioner Todd.
There's a committee that's working on with the foundation and Celebration 2000 members to ready the plaques for the Millennium Wall for the section of the Riverwalk. Several meetings have already been held on that, and they're working to try to keep the original flavor of the intact of the original plaques that were there. We expect the installation to be in late spring or early summer. So that's just an update on that part of it. We also reviewed a draft of 4 sections of what's called the asset management plan. And what this is a plan that records all the assets that are on the Riverwalk. It keeps records for both the city and the Park District to understand what are the assets, records the location of it and maintenance state for every asset. Chuck Papanos and his team has been very instrumental in making a major contribution to this, to help create this document. And it's really a state-of-the-art way of doing this, I think, at this point in time. So that's it.
Thank you. Next, we have Finance Committee update.
Thank you, President Riley. In light of our recent personnel transition, we have yet to have had a meeting. We will be planning one here shortly.
Thank you. Continuing on, Legislative Committee update. Vice President Heidi.
Thank you. We will be having our next meeting Monday, so I'll update at our next regularly scheduled televised meeting.
Thank you. Next is Parks and Recreation Committee update.
Well, our last Parks and Rec meeting was actually held right before our workshop, so you all have pretty much got an update of everything that was going on in our Parks and Rec meeting. We actually talked about most of the items at our workshop meeting, but for the public, I just wanted to make some notes that There's, the beverage RFPs are coming in, and maintenance plans are being updated for the different parks. The last of our 2010 capital purchases were coming in, and our Nike and beach projects are on schedule, and most of the work is being done inside the buildings right now, so pretty much, we will be having a meeting soon. We haven't scheduled it yet, but it'll be coming in the next few weeks.
Thank you. Next is Strategic Plan Committee update.
The next Strategic Planning Committee meeting is slated for January 25th.
Thank you, Commissioner Rory. Next is Golf Committee. Commissioner Young.
The Golf Committee will meet on Monday, but for those of you who do not receive the emails from Springbrook and Naperville, you should know that we are hiring. So please visit our website if you're interested in working at any of the golf courses.
Thank you. Next, Parks Foundation Committee, Commissioner Schaffner.
Thank you, President Riley. Our man about town, Jim Healy, has recruited a number of community members to be on the park board. At our last conversation, he said he's had at least 6 or 7 people that are committed. He was using the holiday season to try to wrap up a few loose ends. His expectation that he gave to me was that he'll contact Dirk shortly to finalize the agreement between the Park District and the Foundation. And I would expect a board memo sometime between now and our next monthly meeting, announcing the significant progress that we made.
Very good. That's an important thing we're working on. Next is my update, which this one will certainly be brief. The main thing I want to put on people's radar is that we do have an election for Park District Commissioners coming up in April. There are 3 slots for 4-year terms that are up for election and 1 for a 2-year term. And filing for the 4-year terms, we have current commissioners Ori and Todd, who both have many years of experience on the Park District Board. And then also filing for a 4-year term, someone who's seated in the audience this evening, Rich Janner, owner of Janner Sports in Naperville and Lyle. So those 3 slots are uncontested. Also filing for the 2-year term is Bill Egan. So we will have candidates for all of the terms. We will also. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. I'm sorry, I didn't see you over there. Hi there. So Bill is here as well. Also, we will be putting together for the new commissioners. Executive Director McGurry is spearheading this. A very comprehensive onboarding process and orientation sessions. We think that this session will be a very good grounding for the new commissioners coming on. Also, I want to let you know that later on this month is the Illinois Association of Park District Congress in Chicago, and myself, as well as Commissioners Ori and Todd, will be attending that and looking to learn more to represent our district. So, thank you. Now for our Executive Director update.
Thank you, President Riley. I'm pleased to announce that our Toadstools and Pollywogs, our environmental preschool, was recently recognized with the 2010 Outstanding Program Award by the Illinois Park and Recreation Association. According to correspondence received acknowledging this achievement, our preschool program was chosen as one of the finest examples in the entire state of Illinois for ongoing programs. I'd like to thank our preschool instructors and our recreation department for their efforts in making Toadstools and Pollywogs such a great program that has now been recognized statewide. This is the nice little plaque they gave us here. There you go. Very nice. And then finally this year we will begin an annual tradition of giving a State of the Park District presentation. The 2011 event will be held on Saturday, February 12th, beginning at 8 a.m. at Community Hall with sign-in and a light breakfast. The presentation will begin at 8:30 a.m. and will be followed by a question and answer session. Since the district is such an integral part of the community and we touch a lot of lives by what we do, we believe that telling the community what we've been doing and where we're going in a formal setting is very important. Please visit www.napervilleparks.org for information on the State of the Park District event. The community is invited and we'd like to see as many people in attendance as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
President Riley, I move to approve the November 2010 Treasurer's Report.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Schaffner?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Ori?
Aye.
Commissioner Todd?
Yes.
Vice President Heidi?
Yes.
President Riley?
Yes. Next item that we have is our consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda? Commissioner Rory?
Would you please move item E, Echo, to unfinished business?
Are there any other items to be removed from the consent agenda?
President Riley, I move to accept the consent agenda items A through D and F through I as presented.
Second.
We have motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, Jackie, please.
Commissioner Schaffner?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Ori?
Aye.
Commissioner Todd?
Yes.
Vice President Heidi?
Yes.
President Riley?
Yes.
President Riley, I move to approve the consent agenda as accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 President Riley, I move to approve a concession operations agreement with Belgios Incorporated for concessions operation at Nike Sports Complex, Frontier Sports Complex, and Commissioners Park.
Second.
We have motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Commissioner Rory?
I don't have any problem with the award of the contract for the operation. I think that the memo, though, as presented, gives us an opportunity to discuss some policy issues, not here tonight necessarily, but at some future time. I think that periodically we need to examine what we do and how we do things, and I think in some instances that perhaps we could provide better policy guidance to the staff on both of those. For example, some may even question whether we should be in the concession business. I think we should to some extent, and then we need a determination on how we go about determining that extent. And I think we've done a fairly decent job in this regard for this particular item, but there may be other items where that analysis hasn't been done in quite a while. I think there's also some opportunity to look at how we do things. Now, some may say those are operational issues, and that's staff business. Once upon a time, we had a Carver policy governance methodology, and it was mentioned in our consultant's report that of Carver and his methodology, and they talked about ends in that methodology. It talks about ends policies and means policies, and ends policies have to deal with what you do, and means policies have to deal with how you do things. And I think this raises the point on how we do things is whether we do things in-house once we've determination of what we're going to do and to the extent that we're going to do it. Then there's consideration is how we're going to do that. And sometimes it helps to do it in-house. Sometimes it pays to evaluate and to contract it out. And we've several examples of each of those. But I think that perhaps we should explore policies that provide guidance for the staff to do that process on a periodic basis for both what we do and how we do things. So in talking with President Riley, that we have an opportunity in the near future, in the next few months, to engage in those discussions. So I think this was an opportunity for us to set part of that agenda. So thank you for that.
Thank you for your comments. Also, I would should add that this particular issue was discussed at the workshop, and the consensus of the board was to move this forward. So but the point is well taken of going forward how we might improve some processes. Commissioner Schaffner, is there any further discussion on this item? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Schaffner?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Ori?
Aye.
Commissioner Todd?
Yes.
Vice President Heidi?
Yes.
President Riley?
Yes.
President Riley, moving on to unfinished, also You know what? I just realized I made a small mistake. Move to approve the 2011 PACE paratransit local share agreement for the operation of Ride DuPage.
Second.
We have motions been made and seconded. Any discussion on this motion?
Yes, President Riley, I'm the one that earlier this week asked to put this under further discussion. I'm struggling with whether or not this really falls within the mission and vision of the Park District. The supporting documentation basically, indicates the vast amount of money that we're contributing to this program is really going for commuter issues outside of the park. I just feel like I'm having a tough time supporting this because I don't see how this really fits our mission and vision statement with the laser-like focus that I wish everything that we did would be that way. So, I'd just like to throw this out to the other commissioners or to staff. Maybe I'll feel any better about that, but right now I'm kind of inclined to vote against it.
If I could ask, Brad, could you kind of give us a synopsis of some of the discussion that we had at the workshop on this issue?
Sure.
Especially on the timing of our notification and actions following that.
Sure. The Park District has been involved in the Ride DuPage program since the program was initiated in 2004. Prior to that time, we were one of the original partners with the same partners, Lisle Township, Naperville Township, and City of Naperville in the PACE Dial-A-Ride program. Each year, we enter into an agreement with PACE in regards to the Ride DuPage program. This year, we received the agreement in November and therefore brought it to the Parks and Rec Committee in December, as well as the December workshop for some brief discussion before bringing it this evening. As we began to look at the agreement this year, as staff, we began to look much more at just the overall usage of not only the individuals that are registered through the Park District who do not reside in either Naperville or Lisle Township and register through the Park District to be eligible for this program, but we've also met with city staff and taken a look at overall usage within the program over the past several years. My understanding, the Park District's initial involvement in the program was to assist in providing transportation to seniors who access the senior center operated by the Park District at the Riverwalk Community Center. In the last fiscal year report, fiscal year 09 and 2010, there were 285 trips by all of the individuals involved in the program to access the Riverwalk Community Center. Our recommendation as staff is to approve the agreement for the partnership in 2011 to continue that partnership with the other municipal organizations, but work as staff and as a board this year to review the program, overall participation, and fit with the overall mission and vision of the Park District and make a determination on our overall involvement moving forward.
Also, could I ask our Executive Director to weigh in on this?
Well, I can't add much more than what Brad added, but I would agree with him that staff supports moving this forward with the understanding that at the next Park and Recreation Committee meeting that this is an agenda item that we start to look at for 2012.
Any further discussion, Commissioner Rory?
I would agree with the staff's approach. I think if we bow out of this at this late 11th hour, it leaves some folks in the lurch. Even though we're a very minor player, $27,827 is still a significant amount. And my concern also is that Will County residents do not have a similar service being provided to them at taxpayer expense. So I'm not sure that the fairness and equity of this first of all, to the value that we get for our dollars is there, and secondly, whether it's fair to everybody.
And if I can respond to that very quickly, in regards to the Will County residents, the majority of those registering through the Park District because they reside in Will County, we are serving Will County residents through the Park District because they reside within our boundaries and can register through us.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on the motion? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Schaffner?
No.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori,
Aye.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Vice President Heidi,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes.
President Riley, move to approve a financial advisor for the February 2011 bond issue.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, and on this, to open up discussion, I'd like to ask Sue Stanish if she could bring us up to speed on this more.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. President. As you're aware, at the last meeting, we were requested to go out and do a RFP for the upcoming bond issue, which would be in February 2011. We did do that. We went out to 3 very qualified firms, and staff is recommending that we continue using Eric Anderson, who is here with us this evening with BMO Capital Markets, to market that issue with us and to continue on as our financial advisor to issue bonds in February up to our maximum debt levy extension amount, around $1 million. Thank you.
Commissioners have questions or any discussion on this motion? Commissioner Schaffner.
Yeah, I'd like to compliment Ray on the analysis the staff provided regarding this.
Any further discussion? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Schaffner?
Yes.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori,
Aye.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Vice President Heidi,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes. Next, we have, as far as future meetings, we have a special meeting of the Board of Park District Commissioners, February 3rd, 2011, at 6 p.m. That's in the Administration Building. And then the next regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners will be February 10th at 7 p.m. here.
President Riley, I move to adjourn the January 13th, 2011 regular meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.